Hey, hi, it's Joe. Gosh, it's been a while, hasn't it? I couldn't even tell you how long it's been since I last uploaded a video. But today is Monday, April 24th, and yesterday we were sitting around watching, I think watching Jane the Virgin, and my mother called to say happy birthday, and I was really confused. I was like, hmm. And I thought, is it my top surgery anniversary? No, it's not my testosterone anniversary. It's not my actual birthday. Um, and then I realised, well, in fact, I didn't realise, she had to tell me, that it was my 1 year post stage 2 yesterday. So, wowee, what a year it has been. In the past year, I have acquired a dick and scrotum. Sorry, that's my cat causing havoc. Rory, don't. What are you. Rory, stop it. Leave that alone. Don't be cheeky. Acquired a wiener and ball sack. Lost or relinquished all of my internal reproductive organs, my uterus, ovaries, fallopian tubes, and vagina, or gown. And I've gotten married. We got a cat. Got a second guinea pig. I've done the first, 6 months or so of a funded PhD program. It's been also a very close family member of ours has also been diagnosed with cancer and been having treatment for that. More recently, I've had to go down to London with my sister and admit my father into a rehab centre to help with his alcoholism. And I have had to take a month off work. I've been signed off work for a month by the doctor with anxiety. So this has been a heck of a year, in short. It's been a heck of a year. Some of the most wonderful experiences of my entire life have been this year. I mean, obviously, like my wedding being one of them. We also have found a sperm donor in the past year. So, I mean, so many highs and lows. I've had some incredible, wonderful experiences, and I have also been at my probably my worst and lowest ever in this past year. I struggled a lot with the recovery from stage 2, and I don't want to sugarcoat that at all. There were times during my surgery recovery from stage 2 when I was thoroughly suicidal and really just feeling completely hopeless and like I would never be able to, that there was no way medicine could give me a body that I would be able to live in. And I've touched on this briefly before, but I think the reason for that is that until having stage 2, I kept doing this thing where I was like, I'm not going to deal with my lower dysphoria. It's really huge and it's overwhelming for me to try and deal with right now, so I'm going to wait until things are a little better, and then I'll start maybe dealing with it. So before I started testosterone, I didn't think about my lower dysphoria because I was like, it's okay because everything's going to change when I start testosterone. And then once I was on testosterone, I was like, it's okay, I don't have to think about it because I'm going to get surgery one day and then it'll be better. I got stage 1, I thought, it's okay, one day I'll get stage 2, you know? And it was very tempting to do that after stage 2 as well, to just be like, I'm not going to deal with this because I don't have to deal with it until all of my surgeries are completely finished. But I didn't want to do that. I was tired of relying on waiting and waiting for external factors to kind of, I guess, waiting to get the courage up really to start processing my the fact that I will not ever have the genitals that I should have had. Chase Ross, I think it was, once did a video about low dysphoria, and he spoke about how he spent quite a lot of time in therapy, mourning the penis that he would never have. And it wasn't until I had the penis that I am going to have that I felt able to start doing that process. And it's been, as I said in my last video, it's actually been easier than I thought it would be. once I realised that that was what needed to happen, you know, I really love my penis. I really do. He's not perfect. Obviously, I've got this fistula, which means my pee stream goes like this at the moment. Hopefully, Mr. Christopher will be able to fix that for me. I haven't got my testicular implants yet. I really would like a Mons resection to put everything up a little higher. But just as he is right now, without any more alterations, I love him anyway, because he's mine. And I've worked so hard to get to that point, and I feel really pleased that I feel like that. You know, I'm happy with my penis, in terms of how it looks. I'm happy with it in terms of how it functions. Well, sexually at least, I'm very happy with how it functions. You know, Jess and I can have sex in the way that I kind of, well, near enough the way that I always hoped I would be able to. Obviously, it's not going to be quite the same. It's a little penis, so you can't do the kind of big old thrusting that you wouldn't be able to if you had a cis penis or a phalloplasty. But I'm very happy with what we can achieve. And on that note, it's been a hilarious and a slightly humiliating learning curve, having to get used to having a really different kind of sex. I didn't think that our sex life would change really at all, because I was opting for metoidioplasty, and because we already kind of treated my penis as a penis before I'd had this surgery. I kind of figured things wouldn't change much, but actually it is a lot more viable for us to have like boring old missionary piv sex, and we both really enjoy that. You know, I'm not going to cry because that's really, really sad, but the intimacy of being able to have your partner's face right here and you both being able to feel what's going on, that is something that I never thought I would have. And it's just... Sorry, somebody walking past that front, our very thin windows. It's just incredible. It's so romantic and also so hot. It's just I can't even tell you how incredible that is for me to be able to look my wife in the eyes while I'm having sex with her, and for us both to be able to kind of like feel just our bodies, you know, smushing together. It's everything. It's a huge deal to me, and I'm so grateful to be able to experience that. Obviously, so that's like sexually speaking, I'm very happy with the function. Obviously, in terms of peeing, I currently have to sit because it goes like this, which is a real shame, and I really can't wait to get it fixed, because I found this little note that I made for myself a while ago in a notepad that I took out to use for something else, and it was about how well, it was a suggestion my therapist made, was to start a gratitude journal. And the only two entries I've put in this gratitude journal before I like fell off the gratitude wagon was, one was after my last appointment at Charing Cross, and I just wrote like, I can't tell you how grateful I am to be leaving this place. So I came in here, you know, this scared, ashamed, unconfident little boy, and I'm leaving a kind of like confident, happy man. And as a kind of symbol of that, I was able to, just before I left Charing Cross for the very last time, I was able to use the bathroom to pee standing up before I left, and it just made me feel so content and calm and happy, in a really profound way. And then the other second entry is me expressing how grateful I am for having been able to use urinals for the first few times in the following days, and just how amazing that felt and how happy it made me. So I really... And you would think that reading that would make me sad, because obviously since then I haven't been able to because of the fistula, but actually it's just made me really excited to, fingers crossed, to have that fixed at next stage. So, and to have that experience again, because it really was wonderful. So yeah, I really don't want to make this video too long, partly because I need to go get in the shower and get ready to go head for a meeting. But this has been overwhelming and life-changing in ways that I just could not have anticipated before surgery. another aspect that I think it's important to talk about is the fertility aspect, the fact that this surgery meant me losing my ability to reproduce. And I definitely, I took as long as I could, and I deliberately, as you probably know, delayed my surgery by a year getting started because I wanted longer to kind of properly get my head around the idea of having a hysterectomy. And so I processed as much as I could, but there was mourning and processing that I could not do until after the surgery. And there were moments where I just felt devastated about that. But I know it was the right decision for me. I know that realistically I would never have been able to cope with the process of coming off of testosterone for long enough to start ovulating again, then harvest it. I just couldn't have done that. And now, a year later, we have our sperm donor chosen and lined up. We're actually planning to try our first insemination pretty soon. And you know what? I feel good. I feel absolutely fine. In fact, I feel excited about the way that we're choosing to start a family and the people that we're choosing to do that with and how we're going about it. I feel really good about it. Really confident and content and happy with our decision and with the way that our family is, fingers crossed, going to be made. So yeah, there's that aspect as well. In terms of my mental health, I've always struggled with anxiety, but certainly much more so with depression. During my recovery from stage 2, I had a couple of panic attacks, which I don't think I quite recognised as panic attacks at the time, once when I was in the hospital and then once when I was home recovering. The doctor was called out and everything because my entire body, I'm sure I mentioned it on here, I was just shaking all over. I didn't know what was wrong with me and I couldn't breathe properly. Panic attack, really, realistically. And since then, even since I was recovered, my anxiety has been bad and getting progressively worse. And I think I'm coming to the conclusion that actually, for various reasons, stage 2 was a pretty traumatic for me. I'm so glad I did it. It was worth every moment of excruciating pain and panic and fear and loneliness. It was worth all of it, but it was awful. It was absolutely awful, and it left its mark. And that mark for me has meant quite serious anxiety. This anxiety was kind of getting worse and worse, and obviously there's a lot of pressures with my PhD as well. And then last month, as I mentioned, my dad had a relapse. He had been sober for a year, and then he had a relapse, and we had to go and bring him to rehab, drop him off at a rehab center, and that was all just that was it. I was at the end of my rope, and my rope broke, and I could barely leave the house. I could barely do basic things like shower and feed myself. I was just in a state of complete panic pretty much all the time, and it was awful. And I went to the doctor about it. Finally, should have gone to the doctor a long time about this, and he signed me off work for a month, and he also started me on some anti-anxiety medication. So the first week of that was grim. I was just exhausted and I felt really sick all the time. And Jess was an angel. She's the most incredible wife anyone could ever want. She kind of, and I mean, she's ill herself. She has long-term health problems, and I'm usually the one taking care of her, but she really she took care of me so much, encouraging me and helping me and comforting me, bringing me hot water bottles when my tummy was hurting. She was just an absolute angel, and I don't know what I would have done without her. And gradually I started to feel stronger. The medication, I think, is really helping me. I don't know if I maybe would like to up my dose slightly, because I feel like it's now that I've settled on this dose, I think it's brought me to a level where I'm functioning, but actually I was just about functioning before, but I still had anxiety, and I'd really like to have a little less kind of wind in my face trying to get basic things done. So it may be that I up my dose, but I'm feeling pretty good. Another thing that I did, sorry, another thing that I did, this is apt, just at this moment, is I finally, after wanting to do this for a really long time and not having the confidence, I joined a gym. A gym right around the corner from me here. It's a really little, kind of family-run, very old-fashioned, traditional, like weightlifting gym. And partly that's because I know that exercise is supposed to be really helpful for anxiety, and partly it's because I want to really kind of take control of my body, and I want to be strong. I want to feel like I'm using my body for something, and I'd like to be in better shape. I'd like to be proud of what my body looks like, and not that body image is an ongoing problem for me. I've had problems with disordered eating and things before, and after this last surgery, I did put on a bit of weight. I'm perfectly healthy. I'm in a perfectly healthy range, but it's brought up a couple of my kind of issues with my body, and I think, you know what, let me just actually take control of my body a little bit and stop just letting my body happen to me in terms of my weight and my muscle mass and things. If I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? I'm 26 years old, and it's all downhill from here in terms of my body's like natural aptitude for this kind of thing. So yeah, I've been going to the gym for about 3 weeks now. Not constantly, like 3 times a week at the moment, and I feel good. I feel happy. It's not like I'm suddenly getting buff or anything, although I'm probably a bit buffer than I was. Maybe these will be my before shots. I'm not in great shape, but I've got a little bit of pec and I've got a little bit of bicep. No abs yet. But, we're getting there. Oh, God, this is 17 minutes long. I'm really sorry. It's been a long time, so I guess I had a lot to catch you all up on. If you watched this far, thanks so much. If you didn't, well, you can't hear me, so I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm going to go get in the shower and get ready to go for my meeting. A year. Wow. I can't believe it's been a year. I can't imagine my genitals looking like anything like this. It's so crazy to think that they were ever anything else. In conclusion, this year has been so up and down, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I love that. There's a video that I watched a long time ago. What is that guy's name? That lovely guy on Transtastic. He's quite kind of, I can't remember his name. Val. Val posted a video on his personal channel a long time ago, and this was way back when I was pre-top surgery, and he had just had his top surgery, or he was maybe a year after it, and he said, well, the title of the video was, I love my body, I love myself, and he was talking about how he felt like that was the final step he needed in his transition, and he felt content, and much as I am so excited about my next stages, I have been desperate to feel like that. Every time something's happened, testosterone, top surgery, stage 1, stage 2, I've been like, when am I going to get that moment? And I feel like I'm there. I love my body. I love myself. It's still a journey. It's still going, but yeah, I feel like I finally am there. And I'm really grateful to all of you for all of your kind of like watching, and not that it sounds like I'm going to stop making videos. I'm not even done yet, but you get the idea. Thank you for your support, especially in the past year when it's been really difficult. And thank you for putting up with my 20-minute long videos. I'm really sorry. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Stay cool. Bye.